Good morning, church. God is good and all the time. Church, are you ready for this? Ask the person sitting beside you, are you ready for this? Probably you're asking for what, Father? Church, today I want to talk about this. I love you. Please come home. You know, the 40 days of Lent, the 40 days of hope, the 40 days of joy, the 40 days of springtime, because the word Lent means spring, lengthen, in the old Anglo-Saxon word. You know, it's an invitation to come back home. Come back home. I love you. You know, home for me is where I am accepted, where there are no conditions to loving me or accepting me. Home for me is being around the table of those you love and those that love you back. Home for me is when I get hurt, I can always run back home. Home for me is when I am in my deepest darkness and my deepest pain, and there is an ending acceptance and embrace. Lest we think that we need to earn our way back home, look at the story of the prodigal son or the prodigal father. There were no conditions. The father was just waiting there ever since his son left, waiting for him to come home, peering through the mountainside. I love you. Please come home. We always think of Lent as me doing something, me giving up something. You know, and perhaps love sometimes has to prove itself. You know? But lest we think that we need to earn love, think again. You know? We receive love first before we can give it away. Let me repeat that. We receive love first before we can give it away. Because a love tank that is empty cannot give love. A love tank that is empty cannot give love. That's why it's so important that this love should start in our own homes. This unconditional embrace should start, because if we do, then we are able to give it away. There's this slide I want to show you about almsgiving, fasting, and prayer. The 3 pillars of Lent. This is how we are going to show when we are home in the heart of God. This is how, in our own small, humble ways, we give back. Can we read it from the very beginning, from the very top together? It's very simple. Almsgiving is to love others. Fasting is to love yourself. Prayer is to love God. Lent is all about love. Lent is all about love. And I was saying in that first slide how this hope comes from the ashes. Can we go to the first slide again, please? At the bottom of that, it says, hope through ashes. Hope through ashes. And I wonder, what ashes do you have right now in your life? What has burned? And that those ashes are still there. Because those ashes sometimes prevents us from coming home. Shame, guilt, addiction, resentment. Oftentimes, it is through those ashes that hope springs forth. We are in the Jubilee of Hope. And hope is this cornerstone for us for the whole year of experiencing the love of God. There is no hope when there is no memory. Hope springs from memory. You know, I am hopeful that there will be peace in the world because I have experienced peace myself. I am hopeful that there is always going to be unity in my family because I have experienced unity in my family. I am always hopeful that every person here in the United States of America will be great Americans because I have experienced great Americans myself. Church, hope springs from that memory. And there is great hope in us because we have experienced the love of God even though we don't say thank you or recognize it. We did. And we are experiencing it right now. You are breathing. Tap that person beside you. Are they breathing still? You know, right now we are experiencing that love. And these 40 days, just experience this embrace of the Father who wants you home. I love this painting of Rembrandt of the prodigal son. The father, in silence, just embracing his child. This, for me, is a picture of home. A picture of hope. And I hope this 40 days, as we prepare ourselves for Easter, I hope that each and every one of you will experience this love. Fasting, prayer, almsgiving. It's all about love.